Okay, so there was a great question on our updated crops video about, with all these fancy layouts, how am I supposed to be able to go through and harvest everything and replant it effectively without spending a half an hour doing it? So we're going to go over how I harvest and what I think the best methods of harvesting your crops are, so that way you don't spend a half an hour, you only spend maybe 5 minutes doing it, and then you can go spend the next hour and a half doing whatever else you want in Palia, and you don't have to worry about it. Okay, so the first thing I do with my garden is I go through and weed everything. I do kind of each task one by one, that way I don't confuse myself or get messed up. So I like to go through and just start weeding, to get all of the weeds, get all that taken care of, and then I can go through and just focus on harvesting, and then at the end of it we'll focus on just watering. So this plot looks pretty clear. Let's go ahead and grab our rice seeds. So we're going to harvest our rice first, and one benefit to this method is that we're harvesting everything one by one. So we're going to harvest all of our rice, we're going to harvest all of our wheat, and then harvest all of our bok choy. And what this does is it only allows the rice spots to be open while we're planting rice, only the wheat spots are open while we're planting wheat, and only the bok choy spots are open while we're harvesting bok choy. So this greatly reduces the chance of misplanting a seed. So right now we just went through and harvested all of our rice, and the only spots available for us to plant a rice seed is exactly where we just harvested the rice from. If you were to harvest everything all at once, then you can get into the problem of, okay, I've got a blank slate, where did everything go? So this is a great way to help reduce that and just keep things orderly. Hey, look at that. We actually got a perfect rice harvest right there for all quality plants. That's pretty good. I'm not even level 25 yet, but we still got pretty lucky there. So now we've done all of our rice. We're going to go through and harvest our wheat. So we've grabbed our wheat seeds, and you notice right there that plot of land actually became untilled. That is a possibility with any crop layout. After you harvest enough times, the soil becomes untilled, and you have to go through and retill it. I think it's like maybe 3 or 4 harvests, something after that. If you have the exquisite hoe like I do, it's pretty easy. You just take like one swipe at it, and it's ready to go. If you've got a smaller hoe, it might be a little bit harder, but it's not too bad. You just sit there and do it row by row by row, and you'll get there. So now you'll see we're planting our wheat, and again, the only open spots we have to plant the wheat is exactly where we just harvested the wheat from. So there is zero possibility for us to mess this up. Now, if you were to go through and harvest a bok choy by accident while you're harvesting the wheat, yes, you will have to take a little bit extra time to go through and make sure that you are not planting the wheat in that one spot. But as long as you are slow enough, and by slow I just mean like taking an extra couple seconds to make sure that you're, doing things right, you'll end up with a really, really easy harvest. Sweet, so now that we have everything else planted, we can go through and just breeze through all of the bok choy. There's 55 bok choy in this layout, and we can just go through and just spam tab W and F, F being the harvest and W being the walk forward, and we can go through and just really quickly harvest everything. Now, we did have to refill our focus bar. It ran out halfway through. That is a really important part you need to keep track of, while you're harvesting, especially the bok choy. There's just so many so fast that your focus bar decreases a lot. If you're like me and have a really high focus bonus percentage, you need to go through and double check that. But now you'll see same thing as the other crops with our bok choy. The only spot we can plant bok choy is exactly where we harvested it from. So if you go through and harvest each crop one by one, it is a really easy method to go through and replant everything. You don't have to go through and look at a spreadsheet. You don't have to go through and follow anything else. You can just follow the garden you already have, which is pretty sweet. So now we're going to go through and do the watering. We do have to go refill our watering can. While we water, if you're interested, little plug, we have some hot pot cards. You can print out your own. They're available for free. The printable design is on aquasia.net. You can go there, check out the printable hot pot cards. We'll also leave a link in the description down below if you're interested in playing some hot pot in real life with your friends and family, or maybe you just want to have them on display. They're there for you, and they're really fun. I played last night with my family, and we had just a blast. It was really cool. Once people learned how to play, so that's a little bit of the hard part, is explaining to people how to play. We're working on a video for that if you're interested. But in the meantime, our garden is now completely watered. And that was right about 5 minutes. You take a little bit of time out of your day. Now you've got nothing to worry about for the next hour and a half. So yeah, that has been it. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, consider subscribing. If you have any other questions about harvesting crops, leave them in the comment section down below. And until next time, take care.